What up, everyone? How's everyone doing today? It is a lovely Tuesday. I know I'm not the lovely face of our dear Malachi. Unfortunately, he passed the buck on to me, which I told him was the wrong thing to do. But hey, I'm here. Let's have some fun. And guess who else is here with me? The one, the only. It's the 9-Ball. How you doing?
Oh, I'm great. I'm great. I've been just actually playing Stranded Deep with you and basically just watching Twitch all day lately.
Nothing better. Yeah, we did get on that Stranded Deep. Very fun. Got some work to do, but for something that just came out like 2 weeks or so ago, not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, once they get the some of the lag issues fixed in that multiplayer, it's good.
Oh yeah. Oh, we had a lot of fun. Definitely, even with what we were able to get through, it was very enjoyable. So, and even solo play, that game is fun as heck. Out there. But yeah, so thanks so much for joining us here today, guys. We definitely look forward to talking with you guys, about this news and all that we got coming up here. So it's a wonderful day with ALWT Gaming, and I'm just going to go ahead and start us off here. I know I'm jumping the gun a bit, but hey, let's do it. Because guess what? Back for Blood is here. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it just launched. Steve Watts from GameSpot's Back for Blood is a spiritual successor to the co-op zombie mayhem of the Left 4 Dead series. With such an emphasis on shooting your way through zombie hordes with your mates, you may wonder how easy it will be to actually play with those friends who didn't happen to adopt your own platform of choice. The game is already out for those who purchased certain editions and launches for everyone else across Xbox, PlayStation, and PC on October 12th. Does Back 4 Blood support crossplay? In short, yes. A Back 4 Blood beta FAQ from WB Games confirms that the Back 4 Blood open beta features crossplay support, and the feature is available in the full version as well. Whether you're on your PC, PlayStation, or Xbox, you should be able to play with your friends. That, my friends, is good news for Back 4 Blood, especially because right now in this day and age, you're going to have people playing across multiple different consoles and systems and all. And the fact that you can play with anyone on PC, PlayStation, or Xbox and hook up and have some good times, that's a pro in my point, you know. And I've actually watched some of these trailers, 9-Ball, talk, and it looks like they got a pretty decent story in there too, from just some of the clippets I got, just, you know, talking about trying to survive. And also I feel like there's like an ingrained story in that, so I'm actually kind of interested now. Like, I was just watching, like, oh, it's just another zombie game, another Left 4 Dead type of thing, cool. But then I see all this stuff they got, I'm like, okay. So yeah, that's like I said, awesome on them for getting that crossplay support going. Looks like they've got a good thing. I did not check out their score, so I'm actually going to go ahead and pull them up and check out their Metacritic score, because I know one of our people on our fantasy game has that on there.
It's actually Ohio.
Yep, Ohio had it. So I mean, does he have some points now?
Yeah. For those that do not know, we hold a fantasy gaming league. It's a lot like a football gaming league, but it's just with video games instead of football players. So each person picks 8. What is it? It's 8, right? 8 games.
Yep, 8 games and a counter pick.
Yep. And one counter pick. A counter pick is basically you start at 70 points each game. Above 70 points, get you points each game. Below 70 points, you lose points. So what happens is if you get points and somebody picks the counter pick, like let's say
we can actually use this one for example. So Back 4 Blood currently is scoring a 79 on Metacritic, which is what the fantasy game system goes off of. So our dear Ohio is getting 9 points.
Mine has 8. God, I need to refresh mine then.
Yeah, it probably needs to be refreshed. I'm looking on the actual site and it says 9 on there, 8. Sometimes we've noticed between this two, just as a little heads up, guys, there's a little bit of a time delay with the scores populating because I've seen some lines go up a bit. So I think they're just waiting on those reviews to get in before they fully update. But so anyway, so on here, he's got 8 points. Awesome. I do believe, Fantasy Football counterpicked that, saying no, he doesn't think it's going to come out or it's going to do well. So because Ohio got plus 8 points, Fantasy just lost 8 points. So Fantasy is run by our friend player Silent. Silent, man, he just lost them points. He went hard for that one. Said no, he doesn't think it's going to do good, and it took the challenge for sure. So yep. So we have a lot of fun with this one. We're actually all in it. So myself, Mildew Carrot with 9-Ball, and Malachi are in here. I'm actually just going to go ahead and kind of just give us a quick read off on it. Right now, in first place with points actual is currently myself, it says.
Yeah.
82 points. I have not paid attention recently. Then we have second place, LSB Live at 73 points, which is another one of our friends. Hopefully he's doing well. I haven't heard from him in a while, but hey, he's probably out there living life, gaming hard. It's the 9-Ball is in third place with 64 points. Probably because Silent just went downhill to fourth place with a loss of 8, so he has 56. Then we have Malachi representing ALWT Gaming with 25 points in fourth place, and Ohio is currently on the board with 11 points. Although Malachi thinks that's not going to last that long due to a Halo Infinite coming out, which Ohio counterpicked. So we'll have to see how that goes and how long Ohio stays on a positive point plus.
Yeah.
And I do see you in there, Malachi, in the chat screaming, "Let's go!" So yeah,
it's very fun to do. I mean, you can take bids on games. You can drop games, switch games out. It's very fun, very interesting. It keeps you on key as to what you think is going to do well and what you think is going to do bad.
Yep. So I am not going to go through the full listing of the games here because that can get very long. Actually, do you think I should do a speed run of that 9-Ball?
Yeah, you can speed run it.
All right, I'm going to do a speed run here, folks. I'm not going to tell you how many points they got. I'm just going to tell you what they got on their list. So, ALWT Gaming, which is our dear Malachi 36. He's got Deathloop, Halo Infinite, Final Fantasy 16, don't know why, Far Cry 6, Solar Ash, Call of Duty Vanguard, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, the Hinokami Chronicles, and Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, and he counterpicked God of War Ragnarok, which did not release, so he got lucky on that one. Next up, we've got our dear Zaka TV, which is run by It's the 9-Ball. He's got Resident Evil Village, Returnal, The Medium, Oddworld Soulstorm, Guilty Gear Strive, Mario Golf Super Rush. That one had 1 point over the 70. That was surprising. Life is Strange. Life is Strange, 2 colors, and he's actually got an empty spot in there. He's biding his time. He's waiting for that sweet pick, that pure gold, though, just pop up from the ground randomly. And then, of course, he counterpicked Breath of the Wilds 2, which he's very happy is not going to release this year at all. And then, of course, there's yours truly, Mildew Carrot, running the Carrot Patch Incorporated group with Monster Hunter Rise, Kenna Bridge of Spirits, Shin Megami Tensei 5, Psychonauts 2, 12 Minutes, It Takes Two, Diablo 2 Resurrected, and Age of Empires 4, and I counterpicked Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach because I really don't know that game at all. So,
I don't think that will come out.
Next up, we got Fantasy Football, run by our dear friend Silent. He's got The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild 2, which unfortunately did not come out. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, New Pokemon Snap, Axiom Verge 2, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, Battlefield 2042. We all cursed him for picking that up. Scarlet Nexus, Metroid Dread, and of course, Back 4 Blood, which really hurt him there.
Yeah, that was his counter pick, was Back 4 Blood, so.
He didn't think it was going to do as good as it did, and it stepped up to the plate. LSB Live, run by, of course, LSB Live. He's got Bravely Default 2, New Replicant version 1.22474487139. I could say the numbers, I'm not Malachi. Little Nightmares 2, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, Dark Pictures Anthology House of Ashes, Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, Tales of Arise, Neo The World Ends With You, Final Fantasy 16 is his counterpick because he's with the rest of us and he actually said it out loud saying he doesn't think it's coming. At least not this year. And finally, last, but certainly, well, last.
Yeah, last at least.
Is our dear Ohio. With God of War Ragnarok, Back 4 Blood, Humankind, Evil Genius 2, World Domination. Not going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance. Don't know what happened there. And Biomutant. And he's still got 2 spots left. We think he's waiting for those sweet picks. We're not sure. And then he, of course, counterpicked Halo Infinite, which that one we'll wait and find out, see what happens here.
Ooh, I still think Halo Infinite's going to launch.
I feel like it's going to, but I've been hearing the scales have been tipping. It's 50-50 right now, so we'll have to wait and see. But
I'm looking right now on basically, what is this? Yeah, on Steam, and it's got a launch date still of December 8th, 2021.
I mean, it probably will come out then. I mean, like I said, I am stoked for it, but I've been hearing things, so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to sit back and watch. If it comes out, awesome. Cannot wait to get on that. If it doesn't, I can wait. Malachi's going to be pissed about it, but I can wait. But yeah, so that's our fantasy gaming league. You guys can check it out on there. I believe Malachi probably mentioned some of that stuff on our social Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, probably also on our gaming site, at least we tried gaming.com, and it's probably around there too. So you definitely can check it out. Like I said, it's a lot of fun. Just pick your games and go and kind of just watch them as they run. I feel it's a lot better and a lot simpler than any of those football fantasy league things because I could never get a hold of that yet. Anyways, back to the news. 9-Bolt, what do you think of that with Back for Blood?
Well, I mean, Back for Blood, I mean, I'm glad it's doing well because, to be honest, we needed a lot Left 4 Dead 3, and since Valve apparently is a running joke that Valve can't count the 3.
1, 2, 4.
Yeah,
that works. That works.
You got Half-Life 2. You never got a Half-Life 3. You got Portal 2. You never got a Portal 3. Now you got Left 4 Dead 2, and yeah. I mean, I've been wanting to play it. I love Left 4 Dead, and I feel like it's going to be even funner with friends, especially if you do versus mode with friends, because I know they have like a versus where you play, some people play as the special infected, and the other people will play as the human survivors trying to get out. And it's the same as Left 4 Dead 2, where you have those.
Yeah, I've seen some gameplay of that.
Oh, that is so much fun because each infected, you have like a
abilities.
You have abilities, but each one's different, and you have to work together in order to get the people. Just like the people have to work together, because if you get separated, a person on their own is really easy to take out. A hunter could easily drop a person. But if you work together, you work really well. And that's what the game was really built around, is teamwork.
Yep.
Having people around you, helping you, healing you, and all that stuff.
I think we played one similar to that on one of our Saturday nights, which was the World War Z, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it's not the same. Because
not the same concept, or it's the same concept, but like different mechanics, do you think?
Well, you could trigger off a lot of things easily. Like on Left 4 Dead, you can accidentally hit a car. Let's say you got them shooting. They hit a car, trigger a car alarm. It draws all the zombies to it. Another way to do it is, we did this before, and we took them to the thing, and I actually ran at a witch with one of them, and basically they triggered the witch. And you don't want to trigger the witches on there because they just one-shot people.
Yeah, no, the one thing I do remember from watching those gameplays is people like, not the witch, not the witch!
I always got stuck with the one idiot that went for that crowned achievement. So there was an achievement to where if you could one-shot a witch, you would get the achievement. And you always had that one idiot that tried.
he's just in the lobby. He's just trolling, trying to get that achievement.
That's he
doesn't care. He doesn't care about the win. He just wants the achievement.
So I really want to check it out. Plus, I heard they have like a new card system, which can affect the game. Yeah, it's like a card system which can affect the gameplay on Back 4 Blood.
So like the card power ups, like they do.
Yeah, sort of like mods or mutations in certain other games, where it affects how the game runs and all that, may affect stats, stuff like that. I'm really looking forward to check it out. I know before Flash had to leave, or Malachi, we was talking about it, so we're probably going to download it. I think it's on. Let me see if it's on my. So I'm probably going to download it and give it a run.
Especially if it's on Steam, I definitely will do that because.
Yeah, it's on. For us, it's on our. Yep, it's on our Windows. I mean, not Windows. What is that? Xbox platform thing.
The Game Pass.
Yeah, Game Pass. So I can download it tonight. I'm gonna give it a go. So
Now, is that the
probably,
full version or?
I believe it's the full version.
Okay.
It says standard edition. I don't know what that means.
I did see. I think they had the deluxe ultimate editions, which I don't know what the difference in them were.
You probably get like extra items with it.
Coloration, some armors, or different like skins, something like that. Normally is what you see with those
Yeah.
pre-orders. So
Hopefully soundtracks. I love soundtracks.
soundtracks are good, dude. That Can't Bridge of Spirit soundtrack is delightful.
Yeah.
So good, so good. All right, but yeah, so Back for Blood. Good job. Can't wait to hear more about it. So definitely can't wait to try it out.
Yep.
Right. Yep. Definitely gonna be something fun to sit down, grab a drink to play. And speaking of drinks, y'all can get yourself a wonderful drink called
Raise energy.
Raise that energy there, Nine Ball. That's right. Raise energy drinks you can get from repsports.com. That's RAPPsports.com. On there, you get to raise energy drinks. You can order water supplements, protein powders, after work stuff, some little t-shirt swags and all from them. All online. You can type in ALWT Gaming. Also at checkout, get 15% off. Like 15% off that order there, guys. Of those workout supplements, waters, raise energy drinks. That way you can game all night long. That plug was for you, Malachi.
Raise energy.
It really was. He is our big race person. Unfortunately, as you all know, I really can't touch the stuff. I unfortunately screwed myself over in the past with energy drinks. So I will add on the disclaimer: drink in moderation. Be safe. Be healthy.
Oh, speaking of the past, let's go to
man.
story number 2.
Oh yeah, this one is past for sure. And what past are we all talking about, guys? We're talking about G4. That's right.
Yeah.
G4 has rejoined the party. Eddie Malkich from, I probably butchered that. I apologize. From GameSpot, G4, the gaming-focused TV network that shut down in 2014, is coming back this November. That's right, November, guys. The network has announced it will return on November 16th, which is right smack in the middle of the busy holiday season. The announcement video is full of jokes about the past year in gaming, poking fun at how the Xbox Series X looks like a mini fridge, the PS5 supply issues, and the Switch OLED not being the 4K upgrade some might have hoped for. But there's one big announcement that gamers have been asking for because we've been stringing them along for freaking ever. The launch of G4. We are committed for realizes. The announcement trailer says, sorry, I got really, we're committed for realsies. I cannot read. And Malachi would say that's because I didn't have a raised energy drink. The announcement trailer says, the new version of G4 is bringing back original X-Play host Adam Sessler and the attack of the show's Kevin Pereira. While WWE's Xavier Woods will host some segments too. The full programming schedule is unknown at this time, but the Sessler Soapbox segments will return. New hosts Proscurin and Ovile May will run the segment called the Bleep Esports Show, which focuses on competitive gaming. Now, I don't know about you, Nineball, but I cannot wait to see what they do with this in this upcoming year and all as they relaunch themselves. But not only that, I'm also kind of curious, how are they going to do it? Like, where are they going to show this on? Because right now we're in an age where it's like you got a lot of online streaming. So are they going to have their own site with this? Are they going to stream through some other services? Like, what are you thinking here with this one?
I don't know. I'm thinking it may be its own service. If it is its own service, I believe it's probably going to have a low cost to it because of the simple fact that, I mean, I'm trying to think of what they're all going to be doing. I know they're going to have probably a comedy show. I'm surprised they bring back Adam Sessler. Like, wow. I haven't seen him in years. I remember the original G4. That was back when, like, Bayonetta 1 launched. That takes me back. I mean, that was old school. I'm glad that they're putting a focus on esports. I believe that they may have actually launched originally too early. I know back then video games wasn't as big as it is now, but with video games having a competitive scene and all that, a lot of things don't really like a lot of the things, especially like ESPN, they don't really like to show those or anything like that. And sometimes they do, but it's later on having like, I know during the pandemic they did like a lot of Mortal Kombat tournaments, but having things where you finally get like maybe a steady League of Legends championship stream or a Smite Pro League stream or even a CSGO one where they can talk about the plays. You have your analysts. Instead of having 3 different ones, you have like ESPN talk time where they talk about each player.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like ESPN's. What is that? What's the one with? Oh God,
I don't know.
Oh God, with that one dude.
That one dude. There's a lot of dudes on there, man. I think they might have that because it says here at the very end, new hosts Froskuren and Ovile May will run the segment called the Bleep Esports Show, which focuses on competitive gaming. So they may do like that where they do like analysis of each of the teams, of players, recent games that were done, possible things that they might see upcoming and all. Maybe how new adjustments were made and done to the game to where it'll affect these game sports. Like because we know Smite's been doing that. Oh dear, Smite.
Yeah, Smite. I like League of
Mm-hmm.
Legends, CS:GO, Mortal Kombat. You have a lot of fighting games. I know right now it's basically the only ones I know that really do a lot of fighting games. Maximum Dodd does. He does quite a bit, and Spooky. I want to say. I want to say Spooky, but I need to look. But I think it's just those that do a lot of those. Yeah, it's. And like I said, the way video games have exploded onto the scene lately, this is actually good. We need a video game-based channel. Yeah. Right now, the only spot you really can get them from is streaming on Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah. So do you think maybe they'll actually will just do theirs via YouTube and through Twitch, or do you think they'll actually do their own thing and include those as well?
I'm thinking they'll do more of their own thing because if you just include YouTube and Twitch, people are only going to go to YouTube and Twitch.
Good point. Good point.
And it really just ruins the whole experience of it.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. And I'm, kind of curious on, like you said beforehand, what are they going to talk about, in this setup? What are they going to do for the rest of the show? Because we definitely have definitely, with the competitive gaming, you've got that. I did not catch any of Sessler's soapbox, so I don't know what those were about. It says here, but Sessler's soapbox segment will return. So I'm like, that one doesn't feel familiar to me. I may have missed all those. But I'm wondering, are they going to focus on heavy news? Like, are they going to do full announcements? Like how is their channel going to be set up? Is it going to be like standard streaming stuff? Or is it going to be like, where they have time sets for certain news features and all certain segments, kind of like you see with what you saw with original TV. So at 10 o'clock we're going to have Sessler's soapbox up until 11 p.m. Then from 11 to 12 we're going to have the Comedy Gaming Hour. Then from 12 to 2 we're going to have the Bleeps Esports Show to go into detail of the recent events going on. And then from 2 to 5 we're going to have another round of Call of Duty Mayhem. It's I'm kind of curious, what are they going to do for that? How are they going to do it? Or are they only going to do one a day type thing, for certain hours? It's really good that we're getting our gaming channel back, but I'm really kind of when you say TV network, it makes me feel like,
yeah.
Are you going to keep to that because you saw beforehand it didn't work too well? But do you think it can work now, or do you think it needs to be trimmed down to where you only have certain time frames where you do these?
I think it can work now if they do it right. I mean, like I said, ESPN and them do a pretty good template. And a lot actually has happened. A lot happens to which I've been watching more and more documentaries and checking out more and more YouTube videos. And you'll notice a lot happens behind the scenes, especially, like, for example, I watch a lot on League of Legends. They do a lot. You'll see a lot of players get dropped. A lot of players get traded. You'll see a lot of people get moved over. This person may get kicked out of the. I know one match they took their AD carry, or if you play Smite, they took their hunter and they kicked him to support. What was it? Support, because he lost to our support guy. they had this thing where they tested it too, and I think the support guys and they changed places with them. It's either him on the top lane, and until they'll do that, they'll trade spots. You'll have new champions. People take new things. You have kind of beefs going on. You kind of like got a bunch going on. You have rivalries. A lot of this is kind of similar to how sports work, but it's just a lot to do with video games. And like I said, a lot of things don't really report on it. If you can't really find certain channels on, like, for example, YouTube and stuff, it's not much on there really to watch about it. It's not any really things focused. ESPN will touch on them, but a lot of them don't. From what I caught originally when they tried to pitch it to ESPN, a lot of them didn't like it. So there is a market there for it. If they do it right, it can easily make it. It'll easily be a great one. But they have to do it right.
That they do. That they do. All right. So definitely looking forward to that and looking forward to see what they're going to do there with that and see how they're going to announce it. You might be able to catch out information on launch dates and more information, like I said earlier, on ALWT's streaming, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter pages. I'm pretty sure Malachi and the rest of the crew will be on top of that, probably giving announcements as it comes out. So definitely keep an eye out for that, guys. I did just remember I do not know what episode we're on for YouTube and for Anchor. Unfortunately, Malachi did not get the information before he ran away, and he tends to forget it. So if you think I'm going to remember it, the answer is I don't know. But welcome, guys. Welcome. And thank you for joining us here at this random episode of ALWT Things Gaming. On to the next story we've got here is Assassin's Creed-like Sony exclusive. Eddie Malkich from GameSpot, Assassin's Creed producer Jade Raymond, has teased the first game from her new studio, Haven, which has aligned itself exclusively with PlayStation. The game certainly has some very lofty goals, including potentially being a terabyte game, meaning it could require extensive streaming to supplement the native files. In an interview with GI.biz, Raymond spoke at a high level about Haven's ambitions for its first game, which is a new IP. And she also talked about why aligning with Sony was the right call. Raymond said Haven's first game is going to be really ambitious and showcases what the PS5 is capable of. She also teased that the game's file size might be truly massive and that the game streaming technology might play a role in its execution. Raymond is taking learnings from her time at Google on the Stadia team and applying them to Haven, apparently. What does it mean to support the first terabyte game? What does it mean to support this level of data? All of these things that we learned to game making streaming of this generation possible are interesting to reach the next level of quality, she said. So there are quite a few things that we have learned that we are applying our tech stack. I have one comment on this, and that is America's internet sucks. And I'm not saying all of it sucks. I'm just saying no matter where you go, you're going to get the most random stuff about it. It is not equal everywhere at all. So the fact that you're going to require streaming to compensate for this, that's kind of a red flag for me of like, I don't think I want to, you know.
That was your first red flag? When you said Stadia, that was my red flag.
That one, I was hoping she just like learned and got off the boat and tried to go sailing off on a different one. But when I read that second part, I'm like, that Stadia one kind of, I reached backward and just pulled that flag up. I'm like, nope.
Yes, it sounds like she went from the back of the Titanic while I was sinking to the front of the Titanic. It's still going down.
It's a lovely view from the top. I mean, it's interesting that they're calling it a terabyte game, which I'm like, what are you putting into this game that makes it a terabyte? You know, I don't think I know of any games right now, like even like the most, like even like some of like the Batmans and other ones like GTA's, I think are only like a couple hundred gigabytes. But for you to fully say you're going to take a full terabyte for a game, I'm like, what are you doing? Are you making like this like realistic as possible? Like, are you shoving every single aspect you can into this game? I'm like, what are you doing?
There better be a whole world in there.
Like it better, like it's got to be like the Pokemon World game I've talked about
No, it's
beforehand.
a
It's like
literal Pokemon world. It better have
yeah, no, that's
actual.
what I'm saying. It's like a giant world inside this own little universe, and you can actually make spaceships and fly around. And it's got full blown physics and articles and everything. It's like I'm like, what are you doing? Like a terabyte?
People's moms gonna be pissed off if you got an internet limit.
Oh my god. I can definitely see the amount of people, like kids who are playing the game and they're like, Mom, I need you to upgrade the internet. And mom's like, forget that, Like that is just and like even like this here's my big thing. You need to use the internet to compensate for the terabyte of storage. PlayStation right now, PS5 does not have that good of storage. Like
Yeah, I was
yes,
about to say, it ain't got a terabyte.
it's got 500 gigs. You can definitely get the external, the new NVMe's to put in there, but even then, that is barely anywhere from a terabyte to 2. And I'm like, unless they come out with one that's a 4 terabyte thing,
No, they're 2 terabyte ones, but
that's still expensive.
They about cost as much as the console.
Yeah, but I'm like, it still blows my mind. A terabyte. We look at all these games we got. Like I said, like where's some good ones like GTA. I'm trying to think of ones that got like hundreds of megabytes in them. Like
Call of Duty Warzone.
Like there's ones that got those are gigabytes, 100 gigabytes worth of data, but they still run perfectly. That's 100 gigs, guys. A terabyte is, remind me if I'm wrong, 9balls, 1,000 gigabytes, right?
Yes, 1,000 gigabytes.
That is 10 freaking Call of Duty Warzones installed to get a terabyte. What are they? Like I said, I'm just mind boggled by that. And like you said, Nimble, like the red flag first for me was the terabyte and the streaming thing, but then it's like I said, the Stadia one I was hoping, but then when I read the terabyte in streaming, I just reached backwards, grabbed that Stadia flag, pulled it up, and just said, no.
Did we not learn from this? Did we really not learn from this?
No, because apparently, actually, I just saw an old news article where Google actually on the 10th of October had a thing where if you bought a Stadia game, a full price Stadia game at $60, they sent you the console and controller for free.
I got the console and controller for free.
Yep. Yeah, they're trying to give it away, guys.
I don't even know where to start with this. Where are you going to put a terabyte at on your thing? I mean, it's 800, about 825 gigs on the thing. You would have to either stream a terabyte, which is sometimes even worse, because if you play it more than once.
Where are they storing that streaming? You're
going to eat a ton of space. You can't play this on the road. I mean, you've got to go over somebody's house with like plenty of good internet.
Can't use mom's hotspot. That's for sure.
You can't play it offline, kids. So
that's some sad news right there.
I don't even know where to start. I mean, I'm glad to see that they're working on an ambitious title, but I don't know why it's got to be a terabyte. I mean, it's eating way. That's way too much space. I mean, I don't really know where to start on this because, to be honest, you could, if you try to download it, it's going to not only kill your internet if you have like any type of thing that has like a cap. Like if you use certain internet, I think AT&T and them all have cap limits on how much you can use. So if you use up all of that, it's basically a terabyte cap.
Well, I think some of them have like limits in terms of like how much like of course you got like you got the internet options where it's like you can only get like say 200 megabytes a second, and that's all you're gonna run at, or you got the standard packages there's like 50 megabytes a second. It's like you download this game like that, it's gonna take it all up, and that's gonna affect how long is that gonna take to download this game.
Yeah, how much of it's going to go to your hard drive and how much of it's going to be downloaded.
And then my other question is, if this is a terabyte game, where the hell are you storing this game to where then millions of people can then access it and play at the same time without problems?
It's got to be on the server farm.
It's going to need to be a giant ass server farm bigger than Amazon's, and we saw how that well worked out with their New World game. But of course, that was actually one of them shooting themselves in the foot with. But it's like, it just, I really don't know. I feel like they jumped off the top of the the Eiffel Tower and said, "I can fly."
Yeah, it's. I don't know.
It's like we're all just still staring at this, not sure what to think of it, guys. Like we're just like,
I don't
what?
know where to start. I don't know who's. I know that they're trying to be ambitious, but to be honest with this news, I'm curious, but in a bad way. I really want to see this. To be honest, I hope that they do this at the VGA Awards. I want to see this. I want to know what type of game this is. That takes up a terabyte.
Yeah. Like I've been trying to, I actually just while we've been talking about it, I've been kind of browsing through my Steam library, see if I could find anything that's been like 100 megabytes and all. Like I got some games on here that are like 35, like 100 megabytes. They're 100 like gigabytes and all. But I got games on here like anywhere from like 30 to like 60 gigabytes, and these are games that have some really good graphics and all. So I'm still thinking, I'm like, all right, here we go. Like I have my Mass Effect Legendary Edition, 110 gigabytes. That's legendary. That's about a revamped remaster. That's a revamped remastered game set. 3 games in one, and it's only 110 gigabytes.
I think actually,
like, what are you guys doing? Like, like what Nine Ball said, you have to be making a universe in this game, like something that you can literally build a spaceship in and fly around like Captain Picard and just go to different galaxies. You know, you taking the Mass Effect galaxies and actually making them realistic to where you can sail to them in real time. You know, it's like I really don't know.
I'm looking at some of mine. I know. I think my biggest one has to be, what is that? Gears of War 5, I believe, 100 and something. I know it's over 100. I think it's like 150.
Yeah, Gears 5. That sounds right. I mean, those are, and these are the top. These are games that are like highly anticipated, like top stuff. Like I could probably see Halo being like 150 gigabytes.
I'm gonna look at Halo actually. Chernobyl 2 actually, I believe, is going to be over close to 200. The new Chernobyl coming out.
Yeah, but that's 200. That's not a terabyte. You're missing 800. So
know.
If Chernobyl and Halo can do it in 200 gigabytes, like I said, what are you all doing?
I'm looking up this one now. It says 50 gigs of storage for a Halo Infinite.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what they're doing, guys. We can speculate the whole night long, which is what we've been doing, but that's just like, you know.
Hopefully, it's a really good one.
We'll have to wait and see. I would be very curious if we saw anything at the VGAs about this, like them talking, Haven talking about it.
Well,
but it doesn't seem like they have anything definitive yet, so I don't think we're gonna see anything.
Yeah, this sounds like speculation.
It sounds like they're just getting really pumped, and they haven't actually dove into it yet. So
I hope this ain't a No Man's Sky Cyberpunk incident. I'm thinking because No Man's Sky did these promises as well.
I will not lie, it feels like it. Like they're
I just see that
stars, and
I just see that Todd Howard meme right now. It just works.
Oh man. Oh, I can't. I just wow. Sorry guys. I'm seriously mind blown by this. Like this is just like whoa. Just whoa. Like they had to be doing like high end special effects, like Hollywood directing style shit to get terribly for a game. Like they're trying to outdo Kenna. Like and Kenna was beautiful with its cinematics, guys. Like that was just fantastic. And then this group's like, no, we're gonna make it better. We're gonna do much more. We're gonna be like Hollywood for gaming. And I'm like,
I really want to. I want to see this. I want to see this.
Y'all go ahead and do it. Just hopefully they don't pull it like they did with the Kingdoms of Avalor with the Kingdoms of Avalor game with the original like the original company did. Just don't go borrowing money from Maryland. Don't do that, guys. But as we mentioned in there, on to our final topic, as we mentioned, VGA predictions, because guess what, guys? VGA is coming out this December. So we're getting into the hype of it, getting ready for it and all. And Malachi actually tried to throw this on us last time, and I'm like, bro, I just learned about it. Give me a minute to make my own predictions. And I've gone ahead and done that. Nineball, have you gone ahead and done that?
Well, my predictions, yeah, I got my predictions.
All right, we're going to talk about them then. We would talk about Malachi and his, and apparently Final Fantasy 16 not even be coming out until 2024. But, he's not here to talk about it.
It's basically.
I know we've been harping on it about it, but it's just one of those fun things. We just cannot believe he just threw that out there, and he did. So
I'm so surprised. I don't know where this idea came from.
I don't know either. But anyways, we here at ALWT Gaming, as you guys saw with one of our last ones, with I think it was the PlayStation 5 event, where we did a little bit of a game with us, to where we all made our predictions. To where we kind of ran it through. It's like, well, so we'll do in this one, what we've got going on is we're going to do 3 likely appearances, 2 Gatorade get hype moments. I don't know why he said Gatorade, but instead of raise,
we're going to say the raise up moments.
Get 2 raise hype moments.
Yep, the raise up.
Exactly. Raise energy drinks, which you get at reppsports.com. Type in ALWT Gaming. Check out, get 50% off your purchases. There you go. And then, so those that get hype moments are kind of like stuff that we're kind of like throwing deep into the end zone for. And then, of course, the Hail Mary is the bonus pick. So the one that we really want to see happen, but it most likely will never happen at all.
Yeah, finding that, finding the leprechaun at the end of the rainbow moment.
Yeah, that pot of gold, which is really not a pot of gold. You don't want to know what's in that pot at all. But I'm going to go ahead and start off here. Why? Because I'm Mildewy Carrot. I'm the one here with the hype of this, and I'm doing it. My first prediction is Dragon Age 4, an announcement trailer and a year.
Yeah.
We have been dry on this for a while now. And I think I stated it back, and I think Malachi did too, for the back of the PlayStation event. But I feel like the VGA, we're actually going to get a little something more. Not any gameplay or anything. I think it's just going to be a straight announcement, like mini cinematic trailer, and a possible year date for my first likely appearance. Nineball, what you got for us there, my man?
For my first one?
Mm-hmm.
My first one was KOTOR remake.
Ooh. What you thinking? What you thinking?
I'm thinking I went with just the trailer, some gameplay, and a year reveal.
Ooh. Now, are you thinking it's going to be like one of those combo gameplay trailers where you have like a little opening cinematic and you go into the actual game where they're playing through like one of the levels type of thing?
Have like a bit into it. Yeah, a bit talking into it and talk about the game. And this would be the perfect time to get some of the creators in there and have a talk about it, show some of the trailers, show a little bit of the gameplay, talk about how they revamped, because that was a big one. And everybody's been asking that question. Are you keeping the original dice system? It was kind of like a dice roll system in the original one.
Yep, it ran off of numbers. Pretty much, you just were kind of like, so it rolled the dice, and then if there's any D&D players out there or any like RPG tabletop players, what we're talking about with dice rolls and all. For those who are not aware of it, say you take a 6-sided die, and you roll that dice and you get like a 6. Well, then you have an ability that has a plus to it. So in other words, how you amped it up, it adds that to the ability, and then it compares that to, say, your opponent's defense or something to see if it hits or not, So that's the way the old KOTOR game was built on the original Xbox system when it first launched. So for the time frame when it launched, it was a fantastic game. But coming forward, I'm with Nineball. I kind of want to know, are they going to keep that dice? Because they've already kind of mentioned when they launched it in when the PS event, right, Nineball, they mentioned that they are revamping the story. This is a remake. This is not a reboot. This is a remake. So they're redoing the whole story, which I am excited for. I am very excited for that.
Definitely.
So good call on that one, Nineball. Ooh.
Yeah.
Give me some
really,
chills.
Yeah, I
some
really
excitement chills. I thought my Dragon Age 4 was there, but this you're like, nope, more Coder. I'm like,
Yeah, when I first
Nineball's
seen
bringing
it,
the goodies.
I was excited for it. I couldn't wait.
Oh, I'm pretty sure there were some of us off screen who were squealing when they saw that.
Oh, definitely.
I think wasn't it one of our friends? I think Hilo wasn't Hilo.
I believe
so
it. Yeah. He said. I think he said something we can't really say on stream.
Yeah, he was very excited about it though. Hilo, for those of you guys who don't know, is one who plays with us on Smite sometimes. He was very stoked about it.
Yeah,
overtly stoked.
Yeah,
Priorities got lost stoked, and that's all we're saying. All right, well, on to my number 2. I'm sticking with the same group, and Nineball kind of called me on this earlier. I'm throwing a Hail Mary early. I'm going Mass Effect 4. Trailer and year. So announcement, trailer, and year. So nothing like very concrete or anything, but I think we're gonna get like just like a mini trailer, like a mini showing of the new game in a year date. So because I know this game has been in the making, especially with Dragon Age 4 coming out. They've also been talking about Mass Effect 4. And what I'm thinking they're doing is they're trying to reinvigorate the grouping with it. So Mass Effect 4, so keeping with the Mass Effect trilogy series, which is a phenomenal game. Most people didn't like Andromeda. I don't know why. I loved Andromeda. Very good game, good world exploration and all, good characters, loved it. So I feel like we're gonna get something there with that. I just had this feeling. It could be the wrong feeling. It could be a Final Fantasy 16 feeling. I have a feeling.
Quiet you.
I actually have the I would be surprised if they do redo something with Mass Effect. They did mention that they're doing it, and I know a lot of people were, let's just say, not happy or not really satisfied with the ending of original Mass Effect 3. And I know a lot of them wanted Shepard.
Now, I haven't played through the ending of the Legendary Edition because, unfortunately, I did have to get a new GPU for my PC, which I did. But I've also been sidetracked by a bunch of stuff. Plus I've got Die Young I gotta play by the end of this month because Malachi's got that challenge out of the monthly game. But I don't remember if they've changed the ending of the 3.
They said they didn't.
They didn't? Okay.
I believe let me check. I believe they kept the ending.
Now, this is not a spoiler for me because I have played the entire series originally through on 360 PlayStation 3. Like, I played through it. Like, I loved it. It's such a good series and game. And yes, I know the ending was very disappointing to a lot of people, but I tell people don't let that ending discredit you from playing the rest of the series because it's phenomenal. Phenomenal game. Let's see here. Mass Effect. We're actually just doing here. Let's see. It looks like it's on May 30th in 2021. BioWare confirmed it would not change the ending of ME3 for Legendary Edition. Okay, so they did not fix it. Okay. And like I said, that's fine. And I understand a lot of the disappointment with that ending, but it's such a good game series. And I feel like 4 might help bring more to that world, into that universe again, because Mass Effect 4 is going to be going back to that Mass Effect universe, not into the Andromeda one. So
but
I'm very curious to see how that's going to play out with the endings that you chose. Like, are they going to allow that connection to those endings?
Yeah, I was about to ask, will they keep your same ending? Or your decisions from the Mass Effect? Let's say you got the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Can you keep those same endings when you go on over?
I don't know. I know when they originally did Dragon Age Inquisition, they actually had to make a website called the Dragon's Keep, where you recreated your profiles from 1 and 2 because there was a complete overhaul of the core system to where the data could not be transferred. They couldn't have a way of transferring that write data from the endings of 1 and 2 into Inquisition. So you had to go onto the site, remake the stories of what your decisions were, and then it uploaded it into Inquisition, and then you could play the game with those endings that you had chosen. Or if you want to, you could build your fantasy one.
If I can
So
interject
maybe
real
they
quick,
do something with that.
if I could interject real quick, yeah, no, I definitely and for anyone that's getting inside the Dragon Age series at all, this is something that's not like it's not very time consuming. There wasn't a whole lot of choices. Like, I mean, there's definitely some choices there, but it wasn't something that you're doing like a full fledged survey and trying to submit on over to a company or anything like that. Like they're actually pretty fun choices. It's just more of like, what did you do here? What did you do here? Even if you didn't play the other ones, you can do like what if scenarios. If you did play the first one and you want to just jump on over to the fourth one or third one, you will be able to make those choices through the Dragon Age Keep. So back to you, Scotty.
As you all heard there's our wonderful Malachi 36 popping in for just a moment. Also earlier when he told me to shut up, but hey, we love him still. Yeah, so it's pretty much, it's a very just quick straight through. I mean, when I did it originally, I think it took me like maybe 5-10 minutes, and that's just because I was being very picky on what I wanted to do.
Dragon Age?
For Dragon Age, for the Dragon Keep, yeah, when we did the upgrade to the Inquisition. So I'm wondering, because they had done that beforehand, if the Legendary Editions do not have the capability of transferring that data over, would they do something similar to that, where you can then just recreate it and it loads it in? So there are options out there for them to do. But I would think with the build setup and all that, they would probably have the capabilities of translating that data over. You would
definitely
think. But if not, there's an option. Just recreate it, Probably going to be the best way around it. So, yeah. So, that was mine. Number 2, Mass Effect 4, trailer and year. 9ball, what you got for me? What corner pocket are you aiming for this time?
Oh, well, we didn't swing too far for this one. We kind of did like a single base hit on this one.
Ooh.
We went with a Plague's Tale 2 release date and gameplay.
Very nice. Very nice. So gameplay. So you're talking like not even like a trailer thing. You're talking like actually into the whole like level thing and playing a level.
Yeah, I'm thinking actually around this time because they showed it off recently. I can't remember what event. But I'm thinking actually at this point they're probably going to have like maybe a short contained one to show how she evolved, and because on the original one you couldn't really fight. You didn't really, because it made sense. She was like a lady, little girl, and these were like grown troops and like soldiers and stuff. Looks like now she's learned how to fight and know how to defend herself, and a lot's happened. So it was like a lot of things have changed. Yeah. So I'm kind of interested to see how this changes and how it goes. I'm thinking maybe a 5-10 minute gameplay thing, maybe, and they have like a discussion, and then they show them the release date and all that for Plague's Tale 2.
Interesting. Yeah, that definitely sounds good. I'm actually excited for that. I've still got to finish Plague's Tale.
Yeah, same here.
It's a very good game, guys. I like the aspect of Plague's Tale a lot because of the non-combat. So it's very more stealth survival type, to where you're trying to not get involved in fighting. So I feel like putting fighting in there might be too much, but maybe in certain spots,
if
maybe
you know how to do it right.
Yeah, and maybe in certain situations, but still giving you the aspect of trying to avoid the plague, because the original aspect of Plague's Tale was, the bubonic plague, all the rats and everything. So I'm wondering how they're doing it.
I know in the original you can actually use the rats to your advantage. If you could take out like some of the guards' lights, the rats could just go in there and eat them.
Oh yeah, no, because that's the only way they'd stay safe is with the lights on. Because when it's dark, you're screwed. You're screwed. So that's a very nice call. My third pick for VGA for most likely to appear is, I think we're going to get a final gameplay / cinematic trailer and a bit more info on Elden Ring. It is scheduled to come out in January, if I remember right.
Yeah, January 2022.
Yep. So I feel like we're going to get one last push, one last look into it, one last big hype before the full launch. So I feel like that is going to be in there. because to be honest, I will say this: I have not heard too much about Elden Ring. They've been kind of quiet, so I feel like we're going to get like that big moment.
Are you
Yeah, it's been surprising with that one.
Are you sure you didn't want? Are you sure you don't want the type of trailers that they did for Deathloop, where it's like trailer after trailer after trailer after trailer after trailer after trailer after trailer?
And with that, Malachi Loop, we're going to go ahead and mute him there.
I'm shutting up now.
Oh my gosh. The fact that he brought up Deathloop, guys, is just... That was over hype. I feel like Elden Ring's going to do that surprise hype on us, where it's like, by the way, we're here. When you were like, wait, what?
I just kind of just went silent. And I'm surprised they're coming out in January because, most games go more into theirs. You heard about it launch, you hear about it down, and then it just drops off the map.
Yep. They activated their stealth skill. We're going to get assassinated here soon.
Yep.
They're showing the new upgraded Thieves class.
I am actually for that one. I'm excited for the Elden Ring.
I actually want to see gameplay. I'm excited for the concept of it because it's supposed to be like a challenge to Skyrim. So I'm really kind of interested to see how it works and all. I definitely would like to get it later on, but I'm not going to get a launch drop because, like I said, I want to see how it goes, what the people think of it, and some gameplay aspects some more gameplay aspects and some deeper into it and more of the lore. Because to be honest, that's one thing I haven't heard about is the lore of this world of Elden Ring. So
for me, depending on how it is, I might pick it up, and if I do, tend to want to probably be on PC.
I feel like that. Yeah, I agree with you.
This feels like a game that's going to be like Skyrim. It's going to receive heavy mod support. Any game that receives heavy mod support will instantly go on my PC because, to be honest, I go to the Nexus and tend to one that's going to have 50 mods on there somewhere.
Hell yeah, Nexus. Actually, most people don't like it, but I kind of do for some games. Is the Steam Workshop. So if you get on Steam, the Workshop in there is pretty good. So I'm pretty sure if it is on Steam, they'll have a Workshop. But the Nexus community would for sure hit.
Or Mod DB.
They would hit it hard on Elden Ring because they've hit Fallout hard, they hit Skyrim hard. It's still got the most top downloads and the most made mods for it still.
I think I used to have. I want to say a long time ago. I used to have the on my Skyrim. We used to have the Game of Thrones theme song for it.
Doesn't surprise me. It does not surprise me at all. Mods, anything you want, they'll put it in there. Even the stuff you're just like, why? Why did you put it in there? Anyway, so that's my number 3 for VGA most likely appearances. Finishing out that list, 9ball, what have you got for us to finalize the most likely appearances at VGA?
Oh, wait a minute. Before.
We're
saying that Elden Ring might have multiplayer, so I might have to get it on PlayStation 5.
No, Malachi can just get it on his Steam Deck.
Yeah, that too, but if the Steam Deck launches, but I was reading more about that, so it looks like it's going to launch. Yep. But if it's multiplayer, it probably won't.
You think they'll do cross-play support across all systems, or only similar consoles?
I don't know. Most games now will do it. But if it has multiplayer, I probably will just go in there and might pick it up on a PS5. So either one won't be a big deal.
We'll have to see.
All right, getting back to it. My number 3.
For the most likely appearances is, drum roll please.
Uh-oh. I went with Microsoft for this one because they got to do, something's got to come on. So we got to have something. And I'm going to say Hellblade 2.
Ooh.
A release date, gameplay, and maybe a late 2020 release. Late 2022.
Oh, you're calling it. He's calling it, folks. He's calling it. He's saying 2022.
Babe Ruth in it. Babe Ruth in it.
Malachi lurking in there. That's definitely a very nice call. I will say, when I saw the Hellblade 2 trailer, I was very intrigued with it. At that point, I had not played Hellblade. And I've actually started playing it, but I will say this, guys. you need to have a mindset to play that game, like, because it is very, very psychological, in my opinion. Like, because it's got whispers in your ears and all, and it's got a lot of stuff going on. So, it definitely is. So far, what I played of it's very fun. So I want to get through to the end of it, and if they do a Hellblade 2, that's going to be very interesting to see what they do at that.
Yeah,
You know?
how it has a lot to do. Once you get to the ending, it kind of shocked me that they did do a Hellblade 2.
Yeah. So with what you saw of Hellblade 2 in the trailer, the only trailer that they did, and I can't remember how long ago this was when they did it, it's just Saswana just there, kind of like at a fire, like a ritual fire, doing like a dark chant in a way. So it's
Yeah.
making you wonder what's going to go on here. Like, what's happening? Like, is she on a new adventure? Is there something else now that's going on with the gods and the worlds and all? Or did she do something? Did something get out, or did she do something that broke when she was in original and trying to get her go through to Niflheim? So it's going to be very interesting to see. I would definitely like to know more information. So if they do that, I will be very excited.
Well, when we got something from the Flash, who wants to interject in here? Go on ahead, Flash.
Uh-oh.
I appreciate you guys giving me this platform where I can just type in and say raising my hand. But to answer your inquiry there, this was revealed at one of the VGAs. It was at one of the video game conferences. I think it was 2 years ago as well when they showed off the Xbox Series X when they had announced Hellblade 2.
So at the VGA of 2021, we might be getting the rest of it. I wonder if they're doing a theme here, trying to hit the big events mainly.
It's very possible. Back to you, Scotty.
I'm still not beaming him up. Anyways, so those are our VGA appearances. Are most likely to appear. Now we're going to go on to our get hype, raise energy drink moments where we're going to be like, let's go ahead and throw from the 1 yard line down to the next end zone. I'm going to start us off here. I think we'll finally get some Last of Us multiplayer announcement. They've been teasing it for too long. I'm not going to say a release date at all. I'm just going to say they're finally going to give us some information on it. Either some information like a base trailer or even gameplay, little mini gameplay trailer. But they've got to give us something. They've been talking about it and they've talked about it, but they have not shown us about it. And until they show us about it, that's all it is talk. So I think the VGA would be a good time for them to step up and really show their stuff with it.
From what I've heard of in the past, the Naughty Dog did, what was the other one? Nathan Drake. I don't know why I can see it. Nathan Drake. Uncharted. Thank you. They did. I want to say that the Uncharted multiplayer as well, which I actually heard was pretty good. It wasn't really shown. Really wasn't like the main feature, but it was still, from what I caught and what I heard about it, it was actually still good. I expect The Last of Us multiplayer probably be good, and I do in a lot of ways like how they did this to where looks like they focus solely on the single player and now going back to the multiplayer.
Good, because The Last of Us was definitely more of a single player game, and multiplayer would definitely be afterwards. Now, one thing I am curious about, and I'm not going to call this out and what they're going to announce with it, is I want to know with the multiplayer, are they going to do factions in the game towards like you've got the Fireflies and then you got the government, or is it going to be kind of like in a way kind of like what we had with Warzone Z, where it's like you got the survival against the hordes because of the zombies and all that? Are you going to have it where they're going to be like going against zombies in there? So that's my curiosity about, is like, what are they also going to show us in these trailers? So I'm not going to call it out because I don't want to put that big of a gamble on the table. But I do think they'll give us something. And Malachi's raising his hand, part 2. That's going to get delayed till 2023. Moving on. No, I'm kidding. What's up, Malachi?
I promise. I'm trying not to interject as much, but you guys are asking some really good topics here. For factions is probably going to be very... So factions off of the first Last of Us was really, really, really good, well received. A lot of people weren't going to make anything about it, but it ended up being absolutely amazing. You are going to be able to choose if you want to be part of the Fireflies or the other group, and it is going to be something that's more similar to, I guess you could say, a almost like a Division Dark Zone scenario esque type map. And then as far as the Uncharted goes, Uncharted was more of your like team deathmatch, but you're like in a third person point of view. So as far as the multiplayer for Uncharted went, all of them were really good. But Factions is one that's very similar to the point of like Ghost of Tsushima, to where Legends was so good that now it's going to be its own thing. Factions is in that same ballpark.
Interesting. We'll have to see what they tell us, though. They said until they give me the actual announcement and some trailer details, it's just going to be talk to me. That's all it's going to be.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering, because I was thinking at first it was going to be like, I don't know, I'm going to bring up a bad game. I apologize to Capcom fans, but I'm going to say I thought at first it was going to be like a Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, to where you had people versus people, but there was also zombies roaming around, where you could actually knock people into zombies and stuff.
Why did you bring that up?
I know. Well, it wasn't the worst one in the book, so
it wasn't, but it could have been better.
It wasn't like, what was that? Operation Raccoon City Mercenaries, I think, was the one that came out. It was absolutely horrid.
Is that the one we don't talk about?
That's one of them we don't talk about. I'm actually planning on going through all the Resident Evils here shortly. Once I get through with my list of games I got to do.
So that was my raise get hype moment. Nineball, what are you raising?
Well, we're gonna stick with our favorite silent company that makes videos about trebuchets for hours.
Nothing like a good trebuchet video. Here's Billy's science project for high school.
And we're going to say that, somebody walked into the office and decided to talk to Todd Howard about Starfield. And they decided to finally release some more about it. Because it's turning into that mythical unicorn. We got to see it eventually.
I feel like we've seen some stuff, but it's mainly just, I think it's just like a ship flying around, and that's about it,
Yeah, the worst part about those style of games is that sometimes the longer they cook, I've been noticing, is a bad trend. Cyberpunk didn't do too well. That cooked for years. Anthem was an absolute nightmare. That cooked for years. And we're not even going to talk about Duke Nukem.
Do we want to talk about No Man's Sky when it first launched?
That wasn't Duke Nukem levels of bad. Like,
it wasn't, but still, it was what's going on here, guys?
Yeah, I've been noticing the longer a game cooks, sometimes the worse it is. But it is a Bethesda game, and they said that they revamped their entire engine. I must have to see this to believe it, because the Game Pro engine is god-awful old. It's time to take that pony out back. Just put it down. It's old. Just bury it in the backyard. Quit trying to ride on it.
I mean, Unity is going to be an Unreal Engine, to be honest, right now. I think is going to be the biggest thing because of what they did. I feel like Unreal's really stepped it up. Now, if they kind of leveled it up to that, I thought they also had the creation engine. Am I wrong about that one?
No, they run off, like, I don't know if you ever played Doom and them. Actually, they are the competitors to the Unreal Engine. It was creating the tech engine.
Okay.
Which actually runs, I want to say Rage. Actually, Rage 2. Doom and them, I believe, run off the tech engine. Because I remember they having that on computer. I don't know if they're still using it. They should be still using it, because it is their engine. I don't know why they would switch to an Unreal Engine. But they're probably going to be using their tech engine, which I don't, at this point, how it handles stuff, it shouldn't be a big problem for them. So we should not be getting a game that's still playing like Morrowind or Skyrim levels. This needs to be next level. And I swear to God, if your character starts off in a prison, like every other Elder Scrolls game.
Elder Scrolls, Skyrim didn't start off in the prison. You just start off going to your death.
Yeah, you always start off in a jail.
Like, you're always in trouble for something. It's like, what did we do? What did we do? Like, let me choose how I start, you know? Like, let me choose my backstory. Like, was I a bad boy or not, you know?
That's why I got the alternate start mod.
Oh, God. But that's Bethesda for you. Like, no, this is how you start.
I do want to
do a redemption arc.
I do want to.
You didn't raise your hand.
I'm sorry. I did want to interject there for a moment. I was about to be like, well, no, in Elder Scrolls Tamriel Unlimited, you don't start in a prison. But then I thought about it. I was like, you do. It's just not of this earth. Like, you start in a whole other prison that's like in the spirit, which is crazy.
You start in a prison. You know, you start something in some way bad. Like, it's...
Yeah, you almost always start in the jail or get arrested or something.
Fallout, you always start out in a vault somewhere, either frozen or growing up in it. You know, so it's like they set your start point. Like, they don't let you choose, which is like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Let's choose. But so definitely throwing out there the what we're talking about.
Starfield. Microsoft has got to make a move at this point.
Yeah,
they
Starfield.
have been sitting here for how long? When did the PlayStation 5 of them launch?
PlayStation 5 launch?
PlayStation 5 launched November 10th of last year.
Thank you, Sunny Pony.
Thank you for that.
They've launched their new consoles and have since really not released much. And I know they acquired their 5 new studios, and I think they did the what was that? It was sort of like Borderlands.
You talking about
the Outer Worlds?
Yeah, Outer Worlds. They have Outer Worlds and Outer Worlds 2, if I remember right. Or was it a DLC for Outer Worlds?
It was just the Outer Worlds. DLC,
Outer Worlds or Outer Wilds?
The Outer Worlds. I'm looking at it right now.
The Outer Worlds. There is Outer Wilds. You know,
but
I couldn't remember which one they were talking about. It's like, oh boy. So.
Yeah, but they really have since not really released much. I mean, I don't know what they're doing in Microsoft. They got all those studios. They should be getting something out by now.
They're being sneakies, precious. Sneakies. Malachi's chatting in. I'm surprised he didn't raise his hand to comment. He's saying they're focusing on Game Pass.
Yeah, but you got to have games. You got to have unique games for Game Pass.
You shouldn't just like forgo the new IPs just for Game Pass. You should have the new IPs come to Game Pass. Help boost it. Like, show it's got not only the old stuff, but all this new stuff. So I kind of agree with Nine Balls. Like, they got to get new blood in there. They're going stagnant with old stuff, and all we see kind of like remakes or re-releases or reboots.
And not to mention, when you pick up five studios and one particular for what was it, $7.5 billion, something's got to happen.
You got to make some money.
I know Microsoft's absolutely ridiculously rich, but even they have started noticing something. I mean, you can only spend so much. You can only embezzle so much money before the bank realizes something's gone.
Wait, what do you mean we've only got 12 digits in our bank account?
Yeah, and why does Reggie have a Ferrari all of a sudden?
Malachi's in here saying something's got to happen. Yeah, Phil Spencer needs to donate to the Malachi 36 Foundation. He definitely needs to donate to it by buying a Rise Energy Drink package and typing in ALWT Gaming at checkout to get 15% off of that. I am really, really channeling the Malachi today. So there is your Get Hype number 1.
Yeah, I really want to know what this is. I want to know what this game is. I really want to know what this game is.
Awesome. Yeah, I would definitely like to know more too. I mean, from what I've seen, it looks fun, but I need more. I got to get more info. I'm going to go ahead and get on board to just something that you and I, Nineball, love and shares. For my number 2 Raise Get Hype moment, you and I love this. Malachi hates it. Silent Hill reboot. I want my Silent Hill. Like, we had that one trailer so long ago, and then they dropped it, but now we've been hearing the whispers and rumors. I'm like, you got to bring it back. We're all begging. We all want Silent Hill. I need Pyramid Head. Give me Pyramid Head.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be just an announcement trailer. That's it. I don't think we're going to get year dates or anything like that, but I think we're just going to get, we're working on it. You could do what they did to me when they did Metroid Prime 4, is they just had this backdrop and then stars and then Metroid Prime 4. And then that's it. Like, you could just do that to me for Silent Hill. And I would still be happy because that tells me you're working on it. Just give me something. Give me something. Malachi's in the chat. I don't hate it. I just want it far away from me. In a basement. Located in hell. Never existed. Okay, I hate it. Yes, we know, Malachi. You really hate the game. I really want to get that guy on Phasmophobia. That'd be fun.
Silent Hill, I actually watched this video about it. Silent Hill has a very fascinating history because Konami is Konami, and Konami always screws something up. They've been lately, though, releasing. I was just talking to a guy about this at work because he was like, Konami keeps re-releasing all their stuff. Malachi 36 has left the party.
Surprised he even joined it.
But Silent Hill is one of those games. It's iconic to the horror franchise, and it is a very iconic game to their thing. It's just fascinating how they did it because, to be honest, the Silent Hill remakes, one of the biggest issues they had is that Konami lost part of the code.
Oh, we don't need this file. Delete.
Yeah, I don't know what happened in Konami. I don't know if somebody dropped it down the toilet by accident. I'm still trying to figure this. How do you lose part of your game's code?
Like I said, they're like, oh, well, we just launched them all. We're not going to be doing any more Silent Hill games. Let's just go ahead and delete this file, and we'll make room for the news IPs and all. They come back. So our new IP is going to be a Silent Hill remake. Oops.
Yeah, it's
Dave did
it. They've handed that Silent Hill reboot in the past with Konami, but the whole thing with Konami happened, and Kojima, Konami, and that whole thing happened.
Mm-hmm.
But this is all.
He left, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think that's why we started hearing more rumors, because I think he started up his own studio.
He did, and we got Death Stranding.
Yeah, so I think they're starting to hear. I really think people wanted him to really just kind of stick it to Konami and just bring a Silent Hill back. Like, just bring it in. Malachi's in our chat just going, oops. Like, oops, they destroyed the data. I wouldn't be surprised if they did it on purpose because they probably got tired of it, because there was a lot of.
Well, they did some other really weird stuff too. Like, they disbanded the original Team Silent, and nobody knows why.
There was a lot of arguments between Kojima and Konami on.
This was actually before that happened. Way before that.
It probably was the precursor, which kind of started to get him going the rant with them.
This is when Silent Hill, after part 4, I want to say, this is why Silent Hill got so weird, like at Homecoming and what was that, Downpour? And then you had the one on the Vita, which was a dungeon crawler.
Yeah, I didn't touch that one.
I got it, but sort of wish I didn't. I like new Silent Hill game. All right. Then they got like, oh god, new Silent Hill game. Oh no.
And you start playing and you're just like, what am I playing?
Yeah,
I feel
Diablo?
Like I mean, a Silent Hill Diablo would be pretty fun if they did it right. But
yeah.
They didn't do it right.
No.
So, but I feel like we're gonna. I really hope we get a Silent Hill announcement, and I really hope the guy at Kojima is the one behind it and just kind of sticks it to Konami and just says, "Get out of here, y'all are idiots for just dropping like one of the most cult classic games of horror in the world." To be completely honest, so I really am hoping. Like I said, I know that one's more of a Hail Mary, but it's a prayer. It's a prayer.
Yep.
So that was my race. I get hype thing. I think I had too many of those just for that one. But Nineball, what you got on your list for number 2 for your hype moment, for your Raise energy drink hype moment?
Well, we're sticking with the company that can fail at anything, Konami. So
we're going with a theme here, you and me.
let's get another franchise they screwed over with a thing where you had to buy save spots. Metal Gear Solid remake, because everybody remembers Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Survive. Since they screwed that up, I'm hoping that they at least show like a short trailer, maybe have like Psycho Mantis mask or him breathing or something. I would love to see it. It's been rumored for a while.
Yeah, Blue Point is the one who's rumored to be making it. They've been doing a lot of remakes and all, and Sony did just buy them, so you would think, you think they kind of show up at Xbox saying, when you buy a studio, you need to show a new IP like this, or a remake IP or something,
Yeah.
And this isn't just like a remake of a game like that just recently came out. This is an old series, guys. Like this was like back like a kind of like Coder back on like around Xbox, PlayStation. I think it was like what 360 PS3 days.
What Xbox? Metal Gear Solid launched on the PS1. I still got the game. I still got the disc back there somewhere.
Yeah, so that's how out I am with the Metal Gear Solid universe. I apologize, but yeah, like these are old games that they're bringing back. So
this one broke the fourth wall so many times. Everybody remembers the infamous. You know her number. It's on the back of the CD cover, and I was looking for it, and you had to actually get the disc cover. You had to actually get the disc case and look at the back, and it had her coding thing for it.
Oh, that's awesome. If they ever make a Deadpool game, they need to do that. Like, just have like a booklet in there. It's like, no, it's in the book. He's just like looking at the screen, shaking the screen, like, no, it's in the book. Get in the book. Page 5.
Everybody remembers the infamous Psycho Mantis reading a memory card. You like Castlevania, don't you? They tell you how many times you saved. Like, you're reckless, man. You haven't saved at all.
That would be awesome if they brought it back, because with the coding nowadays and the capabilities, they could do a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, that one was
breaking fun.
Like it was like infamous on breaking the fourth wall. Like, in order to beat them back in the old days, you had to take your controller out and switch it to the second port. And they'd be like, I can't read your movements. If you left it in the first one, you had to hit a statue.
Oh, that's perfect. I hope to God they do stuff like that. That's fun. That sounds really fun.
Oh, we got Malachi raising his hand for a third time.
No, this is the fourth time. Well, technically, yes, he's raising his hand for the third time, but he injected 4 times. So
I actually interjected more than that, sir.
But I started counting at the first raise. All right.
I actually have 2 things that I wanted to throw out there. One, you guys did mention I saw Nineball go ahead and pull up the booklet of the PS1 and everything like that. I kind of missed that. To be honest with you, there was something special about having some games that came in there with the actual booklet on the inside, whether it was just controls, whether it was like character lore, because that's what got me into Final Fantasy VII, was seeing how cool the character Sephiroth was, because you were able to read up about him inside the booklet.
That's dating ourselves, guys.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And on top of that, then like when you meet him inside the game, it's almost like you're like, oh, I know that guy, even though you just read the booklet. That's all you did. But it was kind of cool to see that. So I thought that was cool. And then 2, when you guys get done with your list, I do want to kind of do a hyper speed moment through my list, because I want to make sure it's documented there audio wise for our anchor listeners to see what I have on there, so I can throw my hat in the ring whenever.
I was gonna do that for you, but if you want to come in here and read it as well, you are most certainly welcome to.
No, if it was on your agenda, I apologize and I concede.
So that was, let's see here, my number 2, and then your number 2, right?
No, yeah,
yep.
On that game, there was so many fourth wall breaking moments.
Sounds like fun.
Metal Gear Solid 2 was like that too, where it was like during like sequences at the end, the guy will be like, "Why have you been playing this song? It's just a game."
Nice. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Like, and they have a lot of capability to play with it really well. So
yeah,
it sounds like making of a Deadpool game almost. So, but yeah, that's our get hype, get hype moments. So those are what we're definitely throwing into the end zone for. Now for the shooting for the stars bonus round of stuff we truly wish upon the stars that it would come out, but it probably is not. But we're doing it anyways. And what I'm wishing upon the star for, Nine Ball, is I want a Dragon Guard reboot. Who remembers that game, Dragon Guard? Originally came out on PlayStation 2.
I've heard of it.
It is a hack and slash story game. So much fun. Especially number 3, which is freaking hilarious. It's actually on the PS3. But the Dragon Guard series is just so good.
Flash said he heard of it.
Oh, he better have heard of it, or else we're gonna have a little talk afterwards. Yeah, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. It is such a good game, but it really could do so much better nowadays with the new map capabilities, with the new coding stuff that they've got going on. With all the power that we've got in the PlayStation 5 now, like they can really bring that game forward and really just amp it up and just make it so beautiful and so powerful. So there you go, guys. Mildew Carrot shooting for the stars, riding on a dragon in Dragon Guard. Dime Ball, how are you shooting?
All right, so
what you got? What's on that dream list?
So we're gonna go back to an older comic because at first I had 2 games in mind, but one was more realistic. The other one is the magical pony crossing the rainbow moment. So I went with
I want the magical pony.
The magical pony. I went with Elder Scrolls 6 instead of Parasite Eve remake.
Ooh, you're going.
It can happen. Like I said earlier, with Starfield, as long as you don't start in jail, it's coming out, and we know it's coming out. They've hinted at it, but we don't know where it's been ever since. It's been in development for at least 4 to 5 years, at least.
It's got the same cryptid status as Dragon Age 4 and Mass Effect 4.
No, it's got Anthem levels.
Ooh,
it's been there for a while, so they should have something.
I don't like that term.
Yeah, well, they should have something by now. It's been in development. I know Bethesda goes slow, but come on. At this point, this is AOL levels. Todd Howard and them are still on their fax machines, I faxed you the data 30 minutes ago. It still hasn't arrived yet.
You just see Roadrunner running across the screen as it's streaming. The screen as it's trying to load. I just dated myself there even more, but I don't care.
I don't know what.
I don't know.
They should. I mean, by now, though, they should be good. It should be something. I mean, to be honest, the thing about their games is the problem with their games is that most of the problem is it's fixed by the modding community. I'm not gonna lie, Skyrim Vanilla was not really. It was good, but
it was way too. From what I have felt of the game, it was way too open of a world with too much space between each of the aspects and points.
Yeah, but you can at least fast travel once you reach there, and
reached it.
Yeah, it was fun though, but I think the main thing that saved it the best and made it such a great game for me anyway is the modding community. That's what saves most of Todd Howard's game. Fallout 4 is exactly the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Playing Fallout 4 Vanilla, it's okay. Put on the Agony mod, which actually has bleeding and stuff, and you put on a lot of mods, you got yourself a game.
Forgot the mod I used, but there's one on there that pretty much makes it realistic. Like You get a headshot on someone, they're dead instantly. You get a headshot, you're dead instantly. There's like it doesn't matter if you've got helmet armor and all. Like if they got a high piercing round and it only goes through, you're dead. If you get hit like chest area with a high piercing round, you're dead. Like it's very realistic shots with it. Like modding community, and now remind me if I'm wrong on this because it's been forever since I've touched Skyrim here, Nineball. But I know they released I think it was called Hearts and Home or something with Hearthstone for Skyrim, but wasn't that released after modding community already implemented something like it, which is where you could build a house in there, but modding community had already started doing stuff like that.
Oh yeah, you always do that in modding community.
Yeah, so
there's a mod that, to be honest, this was why I put it on my NVMe. There's a mod that basically eliminates load times.
Nice.
So if you open up the city, it's open. So if you have like raiders and stuff attacking you, run to the city and it opens, they run in the city with you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, so he went out there with Skyrim 6.
Yeah, it should be something by now. Todd Howard, and you better not say it just works.
I mean, it just works there, Nineball. All right. Well, there's mine and Nineball's predictions for VGA coming out in December. And now, Malachi 36 list. Let's see what he's got on there for Christmas. Let's see what he's looking for the holidays. First off is Saints Row. He's predicting a trailer with gameplay, no information of a delay. So I know it's scheduled to come out in, I want to say February, March.
They just released another trailer for it not too long ago because I've seen it show up, but I haven't really watched it yet.
I haven't either. But I did watch the original one. Definitely looks really fun. I'm glad it's not a remake of Saints Row 1. It's a whole new IP of Saints Row, so that's going to be good. Yeah, I definitely would be interested to see a bit more information, maybe like an actual gameplay level-based trailer, where you see how the actual world works. No information of delay would be very nice too. Looks like he forgot to fill his number 2 spot, so we'll have to get back to them on that one. I'm kidding. He put Final Fantasy 16 with the release date and more gameplay.
This one is interesting because it just showed up again.
It has been showing up, so I'm not harping on him to say it's not going to come out. He is so over super, like, as you all know, he's a Final Fantasy fanatic. Like, he loves this stuff. I just feel like with what they've done recently, I feel like they're going to be delayed with it. So, calling out saying they're going to do a release date and more gameplay trailer, I would actually be very interested to see that come out in the VGA. A release date would be curious just because I want to see what they're expecting for the game, because it's been rumored for a good while now. So I'm kind of curious of what they're predicting is going to be their kind of point in time when they're expecting this to come out. So
what I actually heard is that they're looking for was it British voice actors?
It was the English voice actors.
I
know they're looking for for the voice actors for the English, because I believe they said originally that it was pretty much all done. They had to get the English voice acting cast set and then get their stuff reviewed. So there is a possibility come out Q2 of 2022 if that's all they got left to do. But just with the way we've seen games and everything, especially with the way we've seen with games and all, and with everything, once they get all the voice acting, they gotta put it together. They gotta polish it, like Nineball said. They gotta, make sure it all fits, works well, that the glitches are limited to where you don't have to do a day one patch, or if you do, it's very, very limited. So I feel like it is a possibility of end of 2022, but I would be more interested to see what they expect. Because they know their workload, they know what they gotta do. So just don't pull a Cyberpunk 2077, and Malachi will be a very happy, happy boy.
If I may interject here real quick.
I love you.
One of the reasons why I do have it on my list is because I am now at that point where I'm pretty faithless that it's coming out this year. So I'm going to be losing some points. But I do think that that's one. Two, also PlayStation has done their events already through the year. I don't see them doing any more surprises, especially with November right around the corner. So I think the next thing that you could do to hype people up for it is at something that's different outside of your own conference, and that would be the VGAs. Especially with them being aside from E3, they're no longer part of E3. They do have some stuff with Summer Game Fest, but they are obviously shown that they like to go ahead and try to have a premium experience with their own platform. And now that all of that's out the way and you have VGAs down in the future, I think that's something that could possibly happen. But I don't think it's going to be early 2022. If anything, I think we'll get a release, what did I say, the release year?
You said release date.
I said release date. All right, so I think we'll get a release date probably for late 2022,
probably
early
around
2023.
fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's what that's what I'm, because I feel like that's
2022.
Yeah, because I mean I know the world has changed for sure because of COVID and everything like that, which
Mm-hmm.
also means that some of the decisions industry wise have changed as well. I mean, for crying out loud, we just had last month a PlayStation 5 event, and we normally have that in like June, but we got one in September, so that's already changed itself. But I do think that there's still some stuff that just makes sense. Like, you want to have your big games be holiday titles, so that way people can just really get them for Christmas or whatever. So
I can definitely agree with that. I can see it for sure. So yeah, so Final Fantasy 16 is his number 2 option. Number 3, Final Fantasy 7. Like I said, guys, he loves that Final Fantasy, and nothing wrong with it either. Final Fantasy 7 remake announcement and a release year. So that definitely would be very
Okay,
interesting.
by the way, he's probably meaning a sequel, right?
Yeah, the one that was just done, if I remember right. So like the continuation
part
of it.
2.
Yeah, I haven't played much of this, guys. As you know, my biggest intro into Final Fantasy was the Lightning series and a little bit of 10. So yeah,
I've actually been playing 7. I do thoroughly enjoy it. Yes, I'm doing right now. I'm coming back to it. I'm probably going to come back to it very shortly. But I told him I'm going to do Tales of Arise first. I'm doing Tales of Arise. Not Tales of Arise. Tales of Hysteria.
yeah.
And then I'm probably going to spin back to that one next.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I'll have to pick it up, and because you guys, you Gravity, have all been hyping it, so I'm like, it's definitely got my interest. I've got like a list of stuff I got to play through.
I believe you might have it. They did have the one. I think it came out for free.
Oh yeah, it was on the PS4.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I've got that one, which I could definitely download and play. But to get the extra edition one for the Yuffie, I'd have to buy it on 5, if I remember right. So I may look at just getting on 5 anyways. So, he says, yeah, part 2, PS Plus free download. Malachi just chimed in on the chat there. Back in March, but yeah, the DLC is only on PS5. Yeah, so I'd have to get on 5 to get the DLC, which I'd want to do. But if I want to just get the base playthrough, I can definitely do on 4. So definitely have to check it out. But yeah, so more on part 2 for Final Fantasy 7 remake announcement for Malachi. Very, very nice there. Ooh, this is one for his Raise Get Hype moment. I actually am very curious on how they would even do this. Power Rangers open world game.
You remember the unicorn crossing the rainbow? That's on the unicorn.
The unicorn is dragging it across the rainbow is what it's doing. Actually, no, the unicorn is running on the rainbow that this thing is powering. So anyways, he's saying in Power Rangers open world game multiplayer Xbox exclusive release year Game Pass title. Wow. Malachi went hard on this one. He said, go deep. No, you're not in the stands yet. Keep going. I need you back in the K lot in the parking lot. Just go.
That's not big. Yeah, he's not big.
He's real big. I mean, like I said, I would be very interested to see how they would do it. Especially like I believe like some people were talking about this beforehand. They were talking about it's just the original Power Rangers too.
Is it like Rita Repulsa?
Yeah, Rita Repulsa and all that. So I'm like, it's the original Power Rangers group, which is fine. I really liked. That's what was my childhood. Dating myself again.
I was a Voltron kid, so I'm really dating.
Oh, I loved it all. Are you kidding me, dude? Big Bad Beetleborgs, bro.
Oh,
the Beetleborgs.
VR troopers.
We are dating.
We're going back.
I would be very interested on that one. And then, Spider-Man 2 gameplay and trailer.
That's not actually that far out. I can see them doing that.
That one I could definitely see too, because we actually just saw the announcement for it here. And actually, you know what? I'm kind of kicking myself for not calling this one. Logan. Seeing some of the more Logan stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that here at the VGA coming out. Is getting more info, because all we saw was you walking into a bar that had been having the shit kicked out of it, and Logan just sitting there at the bar drinking a beer and then popping his claws out because you're coming up to him. Like that, I think we could see more of, and I'm kicking myself for not calling it. Dang it! I can't do a take back, so can't change. All right, well, Spider-Man 2 for Malachi. All right, he's going for the win there. And bonus. Now, this is a game I have not played, but Nightball might have. Legend of Dragoon remake with a release year and PlayStation exclusive. Now, I'm just calling it out. It sounds like something you may have played, but I could be wrong.
I never really got a chance to.
The only thing I know about is just the game, itself. But it is a very old game. It was originally released back around 1999, 2000. So it's about 20 years old. So it was originally released on PlayStation 2. So that's a very old game there that Malachi is calling up.
And, God, he's raising his hand.
And he's saying, raising his hand, big breaking news. Oh, no. What did Blizzard do now?
No, I see what he's saying. Okay, I see it.
I don't. So, Malachi, come on in and break that news. Break the news, Malachi. Break it!
Well, mine's not game related. But I do want to throw it out there that anyone that is curious, eggnog is on the shelves at Kroger. So if you guys want to just go ahead and get your eggnog, it is that time. Let's go.
We haven't even gotten past freaking Halloween.
Hey, eggnog is here. It's here. But no, I did on a serious note though. Legend Dragoon, yeah, it's a PlayStation 1 title. That was another game that I started playing after I started getting inside the Final Fantasy series, because again, anyone that knows me and has been listening to this podcast or watching this podcast knows that Final Fantasy itself, that genre, is what I would consider had made me a gamer. All before that, like casual gaming, and I liked gaming a lot, but I didn't love gaming. I only played like the big titles and stuff like that. Never really dove into story-based games that heavy. Mainly just your competitive fighting sports games and stuff like that. That was pretty much it. But Final Fantasy 7 and 8 is what kind of locked that in for me. And then later down the road, 10, I was just like, okay, I absolutely love Final Fantasy. But before 10, I did go ahead and try Legend of Dragoon, and it was something that I had to be patient with because again, I was still kind of getting used to turn-to-turn combat. But yeah, man, that game got really, really freaking good, and I really hope that they have. I don't know how they'll do it. I really don't. But if they decide to make a Legend of Dragoon remake, I am all in. All in.
Nice. I'm reading about it now, actually.
Very nice. The only breaking news I've got is just announced. Apparently, they're going to be making an Avatar game, Frontiers of Pandora.
Oh, okay. It's the blue Avatar.
Yeah, the blue avatars.
The blue people.
Yeah. I saw that was like, oh.
I'm thinking of the other one with Korra now.
No, they're not doing that. No, this is not Avatar. This is not the Legend of Avatar. No, this is the Avatar of the blue people, the big blue Smurfs. So I was just kind of looking around when you were talking about breaking news. I'm like, what is he talking about? Like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, wait.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, first I was seeing that somebody was confirming that Legend of Dragoon remake was coming out. I was like, oh, he might be seeing that, but I don't see enough for it right now. So
nope.
No
big.
Said
eggnog is available at Kroger's, and you can also mix that with a Raise energy drink to really get your holidays going.
Yeah, you get something going.
I love you guys. I love you. That was an awesome plug just now. Awesome plug. Keep.
But yeah, no, I don't have any. Malachi was asking earlier about was any updates with the Frontier? They're just talking about it's apparently like a $2 billion project or something. It's a big thing. So that it's kind of interesting to see that. I will have to watch the trailers on it and see more. But yeah, let's see here. So there we go, guys. So there's our VGA predictions for this coming December. I believe that's December 8th, I want to say, but I could be wrong there, Nine Ball.
Yeah, I need to.
This is December 2021. December 9th. I was a day off. Darn it. Day off.
Yeah.
But yeah, December 9th, VGA Game Awards will be coming out. Definitely looking forward for Bug Snacks Game of the Year. Just kidding. But no, I'm actually kind of curious to see what people announce for the games and all for Game of the Year. We definitely know it's not Cyberpunk anywhere near that stuff. So yeah, there we go, guys. So thanks for joining us here today. Like I said, we are ALWT Gaming here on All Things Gaming. Fortunately, this coming Thursday, we normally do a Smite night that is going to be postponed until next week. Fortunately, the team's got stuff going on. If you do have anything going on, you can check it out online with me or Nine Ball on our own Twitch pages. It's the Nine Ball, and I am Mildewy Carrots. If we have anything going on, you can check it out there. If not, we will definitely see you all next week for next Tuesday. At least we tried gaming, All Things Gaming, and then of course a Smite night that next Thursday. Yeah, so once more, just check us out online at our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, social media page, our own website. At least we tried gaming. Check us out there. Leave us a comment, give us a like, tell us that you love us. We appreciate it all. Nine Ball, any last comments for our audience before we head out here today?
No, just stay safe, stay good, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Exactly. Keep gaming, everyone. Keep gaming. And definitely stay safe. Definitely stay safe. So you can keep gaming. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining us here. Y'all have a great night. Mildewy Carrot with the Nine Ball and Malachi lurking in the background. Signing out. Control, Alt,
Complete.
Peace, guys.